Ronak says, I recently read the book Start With Why. It was extremely motivating and enlightening. Now I'm trying to apply the principles of the book in my life, and it's tougher than I thought.
Yeah.
I'm often forced to do work I don't like. We're a small firm, and hence work has to be shared by all. However, often the kind of work I have to do has absolutely no value add. My mind and heart clearly disagree at doing that stuff.
Yeah, Ronak, you're in good company. I hear that a lot too. I mean, I think we can all relate to, I myself can also relate to things in my company that I've got to do that I'm like, oh my gosh, this does not feel like a good use of my time. And they're really important to get done.
Right.
So the invitation there is, on top of everything else we've been talking about, the invitation is to look at, all right, if I've got to do this tedious thing over here, like I've got to, I don't know, what's an example? I feel like I've got a lot of them around me right now. If I've got to do, right now, I've got to do, for example, this tedious thing, which is going through a bunch of videos and clipping things from talks that I've done that nobody else can do but me. Does not feel like a good use of my time. However, I am necessary in that equation in order to get the best product. So I don't really want to do it for a lot of reasons. However, if I can look at the why of that tedious thing, why that's important and how that actually serves our customers and other people out in the world with this content, all of a sudden that activity, it might not be the most energizing, exciting thing in the world, but it has more meaning for me. And now I have less resistance and I can get it done a lot quicker. So I would invite you, Ronak, to look at the things that you're finding as tedious. What is the why underneath them? Like, how do they affect the bigger system? I would look there, and then I would also go back to your team and I would say what you're seeing. Like, hey guys, why are we doing this? What is our intention for these particular activities? Do these activities really get us closer to the results we're looking for? Because a lot of times we've got things on our to-do list that are just habits, or we put them there and we're not actually making the connection of why they're important. And so I would invite him or her to go back, get really clear with the team of, is this really what we want to be doing? Am I really the best person to be doing it? And if not, what changes do we want to make? I think one of my favorite stories with that, one of the things that was the most of an aha moment for me that changed my relationship to tedious things was years ago. I did work with, I was in a think tank with the US Navy, and we got to go on the Navy ships, and I was working with them around some of the IP content, and we got to go on the Navy ships, and they gave us this big tour. And I didn't know this, but what I learned is that the guys that are the men and women that are in there, they're cleaning out the stairwells, and they're being meticulous, Devin. They're meticulous about every single little bit of dust, and there's so much pride in cleaning out the stairwells, right? And I'm thinking, oh gosh, that's got to be really tedious. No, because the relationship they have with that is that if there's a fire or something happens on the ship and there's a fire, any particle of dust puts them more at risk. So their job to keep it so meticulously clean is for the safety and saving the lives of all their fellow people. So there's great pride in that. And that had me really shift, like everything. I mean, you can take that with any kind of a job. That had me really shift and go, all right, what is the purpose of this? And if there is purpose and it's meaningful, useful use of my time, then I'm going to change my relationship with it. And if you guys can't find that, then I would say, Ronak, you guys need to redesign how you're doing it, or shift jobs, or redesign your job or something. I think that doing work on ourselves is one of the most courageous things we can do. I think that, and this is true for culture change too. It's so easy when people talk about wanting to change their culture that's or anything in their life, they point their finger out, like, oh, well, if so-and-so was better, my team was better, the culture was better, it'd be so much easier. When we point our finger out at someone, we've got three fingers pointing back at ourselves.
Right.
Right. So if I can look at this and instead go, oh, I don't want to look at that. And instead go, oh my gosh, I've got power. Like if I have no control and it's all up to everyone else out there, I'm powerless. That's a bummer. I got my three fingers pointing back at me. I now have total power because I have control over me. But what that means is that I'm probably going to have to ask myself hard questions. I'm probably going to have to, make some changes in my life if I'm not happy. I'm going to really want to pay attention to how I'm taking care of myself. This is the energy part of the IEP work. It's like, how am I taking care of myself so I am the best, clearest instrument of change to actually make the decisions that are going to move me forward in my life? And those can be really confronting questions.